Hi everyone, Anissa here with Firehouse Education and Mobile Clean Systems, and we're here on a job that you may have watched the video I did a couple days ago in Peck, Idaho. And I wanted to show you there's some items that we have that are very different and difficult to clean, and kind of the not out of the normal of everyday household things that we run into. This fire happened 4 days before Christmas. Actually 5 days before Christmas, and so one of the things that we're dealing with here are some keepsake Christmas decoration type ornaments and toys that were her father's, who has now passed away. So I've got these here. I have Santa in a car. I've got the jumbo jet airplane. This is the antique Model T Ford car, I think. Don't quote me on that, gentlemen. And then of course I have the little fireman here, and these are all electronic. They have, they turn on, they have lights and sound and movement, so I can't dip them and I can't really get them, I gotta do several steps in the process of cleaning these items. So they're just real difficult to do. Now, these are not high ticket price items. Most, in fact, this was probably $15, this might be 20, but the value to the client is pretty huge because to her they're priceless. So we work on these things more than we would maybe just a normal everyday toy. And especially if a child was playing with it, I would strongly recommend that toys that were covered in smoke and soot, depending on how old the child is, potentially not even be cleaned, because I don't want a child to put them in their mouth. Although with ultrasonic and microban, we can do a lot to really clean and disinfect items. So what I want to show you here is, like, for instance, with this little guy, Santa, in his car, we had to do several steps to clean this. We had to use an air compressor to blow everything off first. Then we did a HEPA vacuum to get off loose particles. I then was able to actually take a score cloth and I did some wiping on areas as well, so that I'm getting any soot or any staining. There was a little bit of staining on the white part of the car that happened because of the fire. I was able to get that off. Now, I've already cleaned this, but I'm just showing you how I did it. And then I was able to, I actually took Q-tips and I dipped the end of them in my score cleaning solution, my degreaser, and got all kinds of smoke and soot off in different areas. And I was able to take the Q-tips, usually taking a couple at a time, give you a nice big surface, and literally rubbing all of these intricate areas of this toy that you just really wouldn't normally be able to reach. Okay, now see, that came pretty clean, and I literally do this with this toy in all the nooks and crannies until my Q-tips come back out clean. And then I know that I got all the smoke and soot, so it was a little bit dirty, and I'm not going to have any odor come back on this toy, because that's really the big challenge here. It's kind of not that difficult to get the smoke and soot off of this item by the time you use an air compressor and you vacuum, but it's getting all of the tiny soot particles off of the item so that you don't have odor come back. Okay, so it takes some really detailed cleaning with some serious patience. But it's worth it when you can give something like this back to the homeowner who said no matter whether or not these items are, smoke-free, odor-free, or salvaged, like, she wants them back. She doesn't want them just thrown away because they belong to her dad. So I'm now going to do that. I'm going to do the same thing. I take my score cloth, and we've already used the air compressor and HEPA vacuum, and I'm going to wipe this jumbo jet down really good all over with my score cloth. And then, excuse me, it's cold, so I'm sniffing a little bit. Then we're going to use the Q-tip to get all the tiny little areas so that I don't have any smoke or soot left anywhere. Because that is the key to making sure you don't have odor come back, guys. If you leave even the tiniest smoke or soot on something, those particles, you are going to have odor come back, and you're going to get a call from a very unhappy homeowner in a few months. So all of the tiny areas, you guys, really need to be touched with this cleaner so that you're sure to pick up all of the smoke and soot off of it. And then we're going to do this exact same process with the Q-tips and the cloth, only with 99. So we're going to actually deodorize it as well. So it's a pretty in-depth process, but I just kind of wanted you to see this a little bit. I've had a few of you ask me some technical questions, and I just wanted to do this video to show you guys that this is how detailed that this cleaning needs to be. All right, so I'm going to probably go over that another time or two because I still got dirt off on that Q-tip. So I'm going to do the same thing with the inside of this car. I am actually going to Q-tip all the inside of this, okay? The same with my little fire guy. So now I'm not noticing odor on these two items I'm actually done with. I am not really noticing any odor on them. I have had hydroxyl running in the home where these are for the past 4 days. So I am going to deodorize them with 99. Then I'm going to smell check them again tomorrow, and if I do have even a remote bit of odor, I'm going to then use the hydroxyl setup and use that on them for 24 hours, and that should knock out any of the rest of the odor. So this homeowner is actually going to be able to keep these keepsakes from her dad. So I just wanted to show you this and hope you got some value out of that technical side of what we do, and I'll see you next time.